musket, turn it about, bring it between their legs. Handle, cartridge. They take the paper cartridge, put it up to their mouth. The cartridge contains black powder, about 65 to 70 grains, plus that mini ball. Tear cartridge. They would tear the paper tail off the cartridge, exposing the powder, bring it to the front of the muzzle of the musket. Charge cartridge. Pour the powder down the barrel, work the ball out with the thumb and forefinger, and set the ball at the top of the muzzle. Draw rammer. Draw the ramrod, ram cartridge, ram everything down to the breech, return rammer. Return the ramrod and actually put it back inside the weapon so you could have it if you need to reload, because if you lose your rammer, you basically would have a 10-pound club. Prime. Now the main charge in the bullet, the mini ball, are actually in the weapon, in the breech. Now we have to put the primer on. It was called a percussion. These are percussion weapons. They use a little cap, brass cap, called a percussion cap. Contains fulminate of mercury. It's unstable, so when the hammer of the weapon hits the fulminate, causes that primer to spark. There's a little hole in the nipple down into the breech, lights the gunpowder, and forces the ball out the barrel. Shoulder, arms. Now the officer who controls all the firing can look down the line of men and see that everybody is loaded and ready to fire. The first thing we're going to do is fire by company. We're going to fire all the muskets at once. It's not a little bit loud. The way the wind's blowing today, it's going to carry a lot of the smoke and the noise that way. But if you're hard of hearing, or if you have a hearing aid, you might want to turn it down a little bit. Or if you're worried about your hearing, you can block your ears. The commands are ready, aim, fire. So it's basically like modern terminology. So when we say fire, that's when it's going to happen. Firing by company. Ready. Aim. Fire. Whoa. All right, keep it down range. 10 seconds, then repick. Watch your muzzle. Some of the muskets have misfired. It's not unusual on a damp and cool day for it to happen, so we're taking safety precautions. Keeping it down range, waiting a certain amount of time, and then repick that nipple to make sure it's clear. When the men are loaded, they'll come to the ready position, so the officer now knows that they're ready to fire. We're going to fire next by rank. So we're going to do the rear rank first, and then we're going to leave the front rank loaded, and then we're going to fire by the front rank. Firing by rank. Rear rank. Ready. Aim. Fire. Now while they're loading, the front rank is still loaded. So I have some defensive or offensive capability left. When the men start to draw rammers and ram the cartridge, then the officer probably ordered the front rank to fire. Front rank, ready, aim, fire. Load. If I misfire, keep it down range.
Probably could hear it. And you won't see smoke come out, you're gonna probably
The last method we're going to demonstrate is firing by file. This is a way that actually most of the firing was done. You start with the far right file mates, forward, front and rear rank. They would fire first as they're lowering their weapons to reload. The next file, all the way down the line, with the idea that the last file, which in a full-strength company would be about 40 files, when the time they're firing, the first two files are reloaded, and it's basically a continuous fire after that. So it's a way of establishing uniform fire instead of having all your men firing at once. Very, very common during the battle. Fire by file. Company ready? Commence firing. Fire.